Episode 1, Recording Guide. The $9 billion Lie. Before you record, 3 things that matter more than sounding good. 1. Pace, don't perform. You're not doing a dramatic reading. You're explaining something interesting to a friend. Read slightly slower than feels natural. It always sounds faster on playback than it feels while recording. 2. Pause at every mark below. These aren't optional. They're where the editor cuts to a new visual, and they give your voice room to breathe. 3. Record in short chunks, not the whole script in one take. Do one section, mark below, stop, listen back, re-record only if needed. Trying to nail 14 minutes in one go is what makes people feel like bad speakers. Nobody does that in one take, including professionals. Simple setup: quiet room, soft surfaces around you, closet with clothes or a room with curtains, carpet. Cuts echo without needing equipment. Phone voice memo app is genuinely fine to start. Hold it about a fist distance from your mouth. Record a 10-second test clip first. Listen back on headphones before doing the full thing. Section 1. Cold open. Read slightly slower than normal here. This is the hook. It sets the tone for the whole video. In 2015, a 31-year-old CEO stood on a stage in a black turtleneck / and told the world her company could run 240 medical tests from a single drop of blood. No needles, no labs, just a finger prick and an answer in minutes. Investors gave her $9 billion. Walgreens put her machines in their stores. Her face was on the cover of Fortune Forbes Inc. magazine. Slow down here, this is the turn. There was one problem. Pause a full second before this line. Let it land. The machine didn't work. It never had. This is the story of how one company convinced the most sophisticated investors in the world to hand over a fortune for a product that existed almost entirely in a PowerPoint. Stop. Listen back. Move to next section. Section 2. The pitch. Normal conversational pace. You're explaining, not dramatizing. Elizabeth Holmes dropped out of Stanford at 19. She founded Theranos in 2003 with a simple premise: blood testing was broken. It was slow, painful, and expensive. She wanted to fix it with a device the size of a desktop printer called the Edison. The pitch was genuinely brilliant. Fear of needles is common. Blood tests are often delayed because labs are centralized. A device that could run dozens of tests from a finger prick in a pharmacy in minutes, that's not just a product, that's a category. Investors weren't buying a machine. They were buying a future where they got there first. By 2014, Theranos was valued at $9 billion. Holmes was the youngest self-made female billionaire in the country, on paper. Her board included 2 former U.S. Secretaries of State, a former Secretary of Defense, and a former head of the CDC, not healthcare experts, statesmen, people whose names lent credibility, not people who would ask hard technical questions. Slight emphasis, slower. This is a setup line for later. Make sure it lands clearly. That detail matters more than it seems. Keep it in mind. Stop. Listen back. Move to next section. Section 3. The cracks. Here's what almost nobody outside the company knew. // The Edison device barely worked. It struggled with more than a handful of the promised 240 tests. For the rest, Theranos was secretly running samples on modified, and in some cases diluted, versions of standard commercial lab machines, the exact machines the company claimed to be replacing while telling investors, regulators, and patients that its own proprietary technology was doing the work. Employees who raised concerns were sidelined or fired, a pattern that shows up in almost every collapse we'll cover on this channel. The people closest to the truth are usually the first ones pushed out. In October 2015, journalist John Carreyrou at the Wall Street Journal published an investigation built on interviews with former employees. It detailed inaccurate results, understaffed labs, and a culture where dissent wasn't tolerated. Theranos' own doctors had raised alarms about test accuracy results so unreliable that in some cases they risked real patient harm, false positives for cancer markers, wrong results on blood-thinning medication levels for cardiac patients. Stop. Listen back. Move to next section. Section 4. The Unraveling. The Wall Street Journal story was the first domino. Regulators followed. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services inspected Theranos' lab and found deficiencies serious enough to pose immediate jeopardy to patient health and safety, the agency. Thanks for watching.